All right, let's be honest. Have you ever tried to start a new habit? Like exercising more, eating healthier, maybe meditating, only to find yourself right back where you started a few weeks later? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. It's something we all struggle with. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't you? What if it's not about your willpower, but your strategy? Today, we're going to dig into how a totally different approach can make all the difference.
I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We've all got these big wishes for ourselves, but turning those wishes into reality? Well, that takes an actual plan. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build that plan, step by step, using some real science to make sure the changes we make actually stick.
Okay, so let's ask the big question. Why is this so ridiculously hard? I mean, we beat ourselves up, right? And we think, oh, I'm just lazy or I'm not motivated enough. But the truth is, the real reason is that you're literally fighting against some powerful, deep-seated programming in your own brain. So let's break down what's really going on under the hood.
Before we can even think about building a new habit, we have to understand how our old ones work. It's like trying to build a new road without understanding the old one you're trying to replace. So, welcome to what I call the habit trap. This is where we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the invisible forces that keep so many of our behaviors just running on autopilot.
So it turns out every single one of our habits, the good ones and the bad ones, runs on this really simple three-step loop in our brain. First, you've got the cue. That's the trigger. It could be anything, a time of day, a certain place, even a feeling. That cue kicks off the behavior, the habit itself, and then comes the reward, the little prize your brain gets that makes it say, hey, let's remember this and do it again. This little loop, it's the engine driving everything.
And this is why our best intentions just fall apart. We make these classic mistakes, right? We have that all-or-nothing mindset where one slip-up means we failed. We set these ridiculously ambitious goals. We try to change everything about our lives all at once. And we completely underestimate how deeply our old habits are wired in. But the big one, we forget to build in clear cues and satisfying rewards for the new habit we're trying to build. And this is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. The problem isn't your willpower. It's not. It's your strategy. Success here isn't about just gritting your teeth and white-knuckling it through. It's about having a smarter strategy, and that is exactly what we are going to build, right now. Okay, so what does a smarter strategy even look like? Well, it's called the Keystone Habit solution, and the idea is actually super simple but really powerful. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life overnight, you focus on just one, small habit that acts like a domino, knocking over a whole bunch of other positive changes.
This great term comes from the journalist Charles Duhigg, and a keystone habit, it's not always the biggest or the hardest thing you can do. The magic is that it has this huge outsized impact. It's the habit that gives you the most bang for your buck. Think of it like a foundation that starts to change how you think and act in areas of your life that you didn't even think were connected.
So let's see what this looks like in the real world. We'll take the classic, maybe one of the most powerful keystone habits out there, regular exercise. Seems pretty straightforward, right? You just move your body a bit more. But here's where the magic starts. When people start exercising consistently, something funny happens. Almost without thinking about it, they start eating better. It's like they don't want to cancel out all that good work they just did. See? One good habit starts feeding the next.
And the dominoes just keep falling. You're exercising, you're eating better, and what happens next? You start sleeping more deeply. It's just a natural result. Your body and mind are working better, and you've kicked off this amazing upward spiral.
And the final piece of the puzzle? Well, with a better diet and deeper sleep, your focus gets sharper, your energy skyrockets, and suddenly you're way more productive. It's incredible, right? That one little change, just exercising, rippled out and changed your food, your sleep, and even your work. That is the power of a keystone habit. Okay, that's the what. Now for the how. How do you actually find and start your own keystone habit? Let's get super practical. Think of this next part as your personal toolkit, filled with proven tools to make these changes last. All right, here's a fantastic tool from the world of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It's called the ABC model, and it's pretty simple. Between the A, the activating event or the cue, and the C, the consequence, your actual behavior, there's a really important step in the middle, B, for your belief. This is all about the story you tell yourself. If you can change your belief, like seeing exercise as your personal me time instead of some awful chore, you can change the entire outcome. It's a total game changer. Next tool in the box,
You gotta make your goals SMART. And this is more than just a clever acronym, it's a legit blueprint for success. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, you get specific. I'm gonna walk for 20 minutes around my block after dinner. Is it measurable? Yep, 20 minutes. Achievable? Totally. Relevant to your goals? For sure. And time-bound? I'll do it every day this week. See, that kind of clarity removes all the guesswork and just sets you up for a win.
Okay, lean in, because this might be the most important pro tip in this whole thing. You have to plan for lapses. You have to plan to mess up, because you will. You're gonna have off days. You'll skip the workout, you'll eat the cake. It's gonna happen. The goal is not perfection, it's resilience. A slip-up is just a piece of data. It's not a moral failure. So plan for it. Decide right now what you'll do to get back on track the very next day. Honestly, this one little skill is what separates people who succeed in the long run from those who just give up.
Let's talk about another Keystone habit. And this one is so powerful because it's so easy to start. I'm talking about journaling. I mean, think about it. It costs basically nothing. It can take just a few minutes a day, but the payoff, it can create these huge shifts in your self-awareness, how you set your goals, and even how you manage stress.
So how does it work? Well, imagine just sitting down and asking yourself this one question. Seriously, just taking a couple of minutes to jot down an answer can give you so much clarity on what people, places, and activities really truly make you feel good. It's like a shortcut to figuring out what you actually value.
Or how about this one? Now, this isn't about digging up bad memories for no reason. It's about looking back and recognizing how strong you are. It's about seeing your own resilience. It helps you rewrite your personal story, not as one of just hardship, but as one of real growth.
And wow, this one is a big one. Answering this question honestly, it can unlock doors you didn't even know were closed. It shines a spotlight on the gap between the life you're living right now and the life you could be living. That's what journaling does. It makes the invisible stuff visible.
All right, for this last section, we're going to completely change how we look at this. I want you to stop thinking about this as forcing yourself to do something new. Instead, I want you to start thinking like a scientist. You are about to become the lead researcher in a personal experiment to figure out what actually works for you. You know, most big scientific studies, they're all about averages. They'll say a new diet works for, say, 60% of people. That's great, unless you're in the other 40%, right? That average doesn't help you at all. So we're going to use a different approach, a single subject study, where the only data point that matters is you. This way, you get instant feedback day by day to see what's actually moving the needle. And here is a super simple but really cool way to do it. It's basically an on-off-on experiment. So first, for a few days, you just measure where you're at right now. That's your baseline, phase A. Then you introduce your new habit. That's phase B, and you track what happens. But here's the clever part. The real proof is when you stop the habit for a day or two. Does your progress dip back down? Then when you start it again and it shoots back up, boom. You've just scientifically proven to yourself that this new habit is the real deal. So, there you have it. We've gone from just wishing for a change to actually building a scientific plan to make it happen. You've got the tools, you've got the strategy, you've got the right mindset. Now, there's really only one question left. What's it going to be? What's the first small, simple change you're going to experiment with to start that positive domino effect in your own life?